China and Pakistan have reacted sharply to United States President Donald Trump's comments on the national security strategy. In a statement, the Chinese Foreign Ministry criticized the Trump administration, accusing them of Cold War mentality. On the other hand, Pakistan termed President Trump's comments unsubstantiated. The Republican-controlled U.S. House of Representatives approved sweeping tax legislation, sending the bill to the Senate. The biggest overhaul of the U.S. tax system in more than 30 years could be signed into law by President Donald Trump if both chambers of Congress now approve it. The House passed the tax bill by a vote of 227 to 203, overcoming united opposition from Democrats and 12 Republicans who voted against it. And U.S. President congratulated the House of Republicans who voted in favor of cutting taxes. And it seems that the Doklam standoff continues to haunt India and China relationship. It probably does go, in fact, going by the statements that have been made by the Chinese Foreign Ministry on Tuesday, or it could be a warning to India to be more careful. In the event of another confrontation, the Foreign Ministry said that the issue was a major test for both nations. US President Donald Trump and British Prime Minister Theresa May speak for the first time since their spat over Twitter on the retweets of a far-right group that Donald Trump had done. But the two leaders avoid the controversy in their phone call. In fact, May urged United States President Donald Trump to bring forward proposals on achieving, in fact, peace in the Middle East after he recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Britain has joined the United States in blaming North Korea for the WannaCry cyber attack, which infected 300,000 computers across the globe. Britain's National Cyber Security Centre says it was highly likely that North Korea's Lazarus hacking group was behind the cyber attack. The Hall of Presidents at Disney World in Florida has a new addition, robot President Donald Trump. An animatronic version of the United States president is added to Walt Disney's World Hall of Presidents attraction. The robotic figure debuted, in fact, at Disney's Magic Kingdom Park in Orlando. The national security strategy unveiled by United States President Donald Trump on Monday signals that it could broaden the use of nuclear weapons. The wider role for nuclear weapons against non-nuclear strategy attacks was one of the several ways in which Trump's approach differed from his predecessor. China is bidding to become the world's climate change leader. The country is planning to build the largest carbon market in the world by 2019. Now, this market will expand to cover chemicals, aviation and building materials. In order to achieve the position, the country is also ready to give incentives to cut local coal and oil plants. Amidst the continuing North Korean tensions, South Korea is pushing the United States to postpone joint military drills until February next year for a trouble-free Winter Olympics in the Pyeongchang city. President Moon Jae-in said in an interview that the drills could be pushed back if North Korea also shows willingness to pause its nuclear and missile test program before the Winter Games in February there. Bangladesh and Myanmar reaffirmed their commitment to begin returning Rohingya refugees from January onwards. Despite rights group warning that their safety is still not assured, the foreign secretaries of Bangladesh and Myanmar met in Dhaka to finalize the assignment signed on November 23rd for the voluntary return of nearly 750,000 Rohingyas living in refugee camps along the border there. French President Emmanuel Macron hit back at his Syrian counterpart Bashar al-Assad, calling him the enemy of millions of his own people, and said he is in no position to lecture France. This after Assad accused Paris of supporting terrorism. A day before the snap election in Catalonia, Members of the party of former Catalan President Carles Puigdemont gathered in the central Barcelona area to read a manifesto calling for Puigdemont's sacked government to be reinstated. Across Catalonia, voters are preparing to cast their vote in a December 21st election that they hope will resolve one of Spain's worst political crises in decades. A cafe in London is taking barista art to a new level by giving customers a chance to step on their own self-portraits or selfies. Now, the Tea Terrace Cafe has become Europe's first location to deliver the selfie chino, which features an image of customers' faces on the frothy topping of their drinks. A British volcano photographer documented the spectacular eruption of a little-known active stratovolcano in Ecuador known as Reventador in early December. Now, Reventador is Spanish for troublemaker. Dr. Richard Roscoe, a German colleague, captured the rumblings and fiery explosions with wide-angle videos using moonlight alone. Greek lawmakers have approved by majority the country's 2018 budget, which the government said would be the last under bailout terms, which have held the country in a stranglehold of austerity for the last 8 years. Under its latest bailout review, the government has agreed to cut spending further and reduce pensions, complete an evaluation of public sector staff skills and qualifications, and sell coal-fired power plant stations. Greek Premier Alexis Tsipras said that he was now certain of the definite end of bailouts. One day after US President Donald Trump asked Pakistan to act against terrorism, the United States and India established its commitment to strengthen the cooperation against terrorist threats. The United States and Indian delegations exchange information on procedures for pursuing designations against terrorist groups and individuals through domestic and international mechanisms. Australia's new Chancellor travelled to Brussels on Tuesday on his first foreign trip since being sworn in order to debunk the concerns that his coalition with the far right means trouble for the European Union. Addressing the concerns, the 31-year-old Conservative leader Sebastian Kurz said that his new government was pro-European despite having formed a coalition with the far right Freedom Party. Colombia's President Juan Manuel Santos named Gustavo Bell as the government's chief negotiator in peace talks with Marxist ELN rebels, and so the government will work towards extending a ceasefire with the insurgent group. Now, Bell, who was vice president from 1998 to 2002 and is currently ambassador to Cuba, replaces Juan Camilo, who guided talks with the National Liberation Army since they began in February. India now, ruckus in Lok Sabha likely to continue today also. Prime Minister's allegations against Manmohan Singh. Parliament witnessed stormy scenes as Congress once again created an uproar in Rajya Sabha as well as Lok Sabha, as the party demanded that Prime Minister Modi should apologise for his remarks against former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh over Pakistan's alleged interference in the Gujarat Assembly elections. Actress Sunny Leone will not appear for the New Year's bash in Bengaluru thanks to a cocktail of mob threat, police inaction and political chicanery. Now, she was to perform a New Year party with DJs, rappers and other local musicians in Bengaluru. Sunny Leone tweeted that she cannot attend the event since Bengaluru police have publicly said that they will not be able to ensure her safety as well as those in fact who attend that New Year event with her. DMK leader M.K. Stalin on Tuesday vowed to unravel the mystery behind the death of Chief Minister J.J. Lalitha in December last year and to bring to book anyone who found was involved in it. Stalin claimed that the AIDMK government would not last long and his party would return to power. His remarks came while canvassing for DMK candidate in the Maruthu Ganesh on the last day of the campaign. for the December 21st by-poll in RK Nagar Assembly constituency, represented by Jayalalitha twice earlier. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj on Tuesday expressed concerns over reports of Sikhs being forced to convert to Islam in Pakistan's Hangu district and said that she will take up the matter with Islamabad at the earliest. She tweeted that her ministry will take up the issue at the highest level with Pakistan government. Earlier in the day, Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh had taken to Twitter to apprise Sushma Swaraj of the alleged forced conversions, urging her to take up the matter with Pakistani authorities. Spiritual leader Sri Ravi Shankar arranged another round of important meeting between Hindu and Muslim leaders in Delhi to solve the long-pending Babri dispute. This time, Shankaracharya, Swami Swarupan and Saraswati also engaged in the meeting. One said that Sri is in fact seeking an opportunity and his intervention in Babri dispute is a cheap publicity stunt. As per the sources close to Sri, now the efforts will be made to bring all the Hindu plaintiffs on one platform. The Central Bureau of Investigation on Tuesday took fingerprintings of the 16-year-old who has been booked on charges of killing 7-year-old Pradyuman Thakur on September 8th. The 3-member team of CBI reached Faridabad Children's Remand Home in the afternoon and took fingerprints of the accused in the presence of his parents and lawyers. CBI sources said that fingerprints will be very important in the case, as the fingerprints will be matched with the available evidence in the case that is there. To deal with haze during winters, the Delhi government is mulling using anti-smog guns to bring down pollution levels in the national capital. As per the plan, a trial run of anti-smog gun will be held at least at East Delhi's Anand Vihar ISBT today. Environment Secretary on Tuesday apprised Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal of the trial run of anti-smog gun in a meeting to review the detailed action plan of agencies and stakeholders on measures to combat air pollution in the city. Goa Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar on Tuesday said that those who compared the Bharatiya Janata Party government in Goa to Nazi rule should read European history. He added that the pre-Portuguese era anti-India sentiment was resurfacing in the state. And in his Goa Liberation Day speech, Parrikar also asked people to be cautious against a negative mentality, which he said was raising its head in the former Portuguese colony. A CAG report has disclosed that close to rupees 200 crore was allocated to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's pet Namami Ganga project have been lying unused in banks because of no action plan that was finalized even then and now. The report was tabled in Parliament on Tuesday. The mission to clean the river Ganga had started in the year 2011. And of the rupees 198 crore that was sanctioned to the Central Pollution Control Board for 3 Ganga projects, only 7.44% of the total amount, which in fact comes down to 14.77 crore rupees, was used after all. Minister of State for Home Hansraj Ahir informed Lok Sabha on Tuesday that altogether 114 people were arrested for attacks on journalists, for which 189 cases were registered in different parts of the country in the last 3 years. He added that 41 people were arrested and 47 cases were registered for attacks on media persons in the year 2016. A total of 32 people were arrested and 114 cases were registered in various parts of the country for attacks on media persons in the year 2014. The government would support manufacturing and selling of electric vehicles by giving incentives such as lower road taxes so that automobile sector continues to play a major role in India's GDP and job creation. Niti Aayog CEO said that in the long run, India must become a major manufacturer of electric automobiles, batteries and interoperable charging stations and help reduce pollution in cities. He added that it should be done in a manner that does not disrupt combustion vehicle manufacturing. The Income Tax Department is set to issue notices to 4 to 5 lakh high net worth individuals across the country who were trading on the Bitcoin exchanges The action comes days after the taxman conducted surveys at 9 such exchanges across the country to check instances of tax evasion. A huge spike registered in the value of Bitcoin and other virtual currencies in the recent past has taken the entire world, including India, by storm. The Hyderabad Metro Rail has finally spelled out its liquor policy and said that commuters would be allowed to carry up to 2 bottles on the metro, only if they were sealed. Officials also said that heavily drunk and unruly people will not be allowed to board the train, even be deported if they are caught drinking during the commute. Footage from CCTV cameras will be used as video proof in case of any issues that arise then. Boarding in the metro in a state of intoxication is an offence under the Metro Railways Act. Uttar Pradesh Police has directed all district police chiefs to ensure that Christmas festivities go smoothly without any untoward incidents happening there. 2 days after the Hindu Jagran Manch warned Aligarh schools against celebrating the festival. ADG Anand Kumar also directed all district police chiefs of the state to ensure that the freedom of practicing one's religion is protected and appropriate action should be taken in this regard. Soon after BJP managed to retain power in Gujarat, senior party leaders and Bihar Deputy Chief Minister Sushil Kumar Modi quoted controversy, saying that Congress vitiated the electoral atmosphere after playing caste politics by invoking Hajj. And that is Hardik Patel, Alpesh Thakur and Jignesh Mevani, who were defeated by BJP's Ram, that is Rupani, Amit Shah and Narendra Modi. Staying with South African sport, disgraced Paralympian Oscar Pistorius is filed an application to a constitutional court seeking to overturn the increased punishment for the murder of his girlfriend Reeva Steenkamp, and the Paralympic gold medalist's initial 6-year sentencing was increased to 13 years after 5 months of appeal by state prosecution, calling the initial sentencing too lenient. A self-proclaimed gun enthusiast, Pistorius had fired 4 shots to a bathroom door to kill Steenkamp, but has maintained that he mistook her for an intruder.